So today I'm going to be persuading you guys to why governments should spend more money on NASA. So overall, NASA is a big investment that can be a waste of money that would be the worst investment in U.S. history. But there is proper and credible evidence that if our government spent more money on NASA, that it would be the best investment that has ever been made in the United States. So I'm going to start off the International Space Station. On November 20th, 1998, one of NASA's biggest achievements were made. They launched the International Space Station. According to NASA's official website, the International Space Station, seen on September 8, 2009, advances the fight against food poisoning, new methods for delivering medicine to cancer cells, and better materials for future spacecrafts are among the results just published in a NASA report detailing specific research accomplishments made aboard the International Space Station during its first 8 years. The results include more than 100 science experiments ranging from bone studies to materials research. The first 15 expeditions from 2000 to 2008 aboard the space station have established the orbiting laboratory as a unique opportunity for research and capabilities. The accomplishments are unique because they came as the space station was still being assembled. This new report accompanies all experiments results collected from each expedition. Some of the summarizing investigations are complete with results released, others are complete with preliminary results, and some remain ongoing projects. This report represents a record of science accomplishments during the space station assembly, and summarizes peer-reviewed publications to date, said Julie Robinson, a program scientist for the International Space Station at the Johnson Space Center in Houston. As we enter the final years of assembly, this report highlights the capabilities and opportunities for space station research and assembly. So I have a document that shows it's a representation of NASA's funds throughout the years from 1958 all the way until our current time. So NASA had a very small budget around this time. As time went on, it raises high enough that is really good for our government. And now, in 2015 is the recent time this was updated, our economy right here, or not economy, the budget for NASA has raised so much that it's really good for our achievements. I have a video showing our
Why should we spend money on NASA when we already have so many problems here on Earth? If somebody asked you this question, how would you answer? It's been nearly 5 years since I left, but I came back to NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory today to help answer this tough question. But before we even get to the 5 reasons I think we should spend money on NASA, I need to clear one thing up. What percentage of the U.S. budget do you think goes to NASA? According to polls, most Americans think it's 20%. So it should come as no surprise that 1 in 4 Americans think that NASA's budget should be reduced. If you say the total budget represents $1 or 100 pennies, the truth is NASA gets less than 1/2 of 1 penny. For comparison, 16% goes to the military, and 60% goes to social programs like Social Security, unemployment, Medicare, and healthcare. Okay, so with that as our foundation, let me give you 5 incredible things we...
Astrophysicist and former NASA employee Neil deGrasse Tyson has a supported theory that if we spend more money on NASA, it would boost our economy tremendously. So I got all this information from aplus.com. So the first reason is the technology they develop helps everyone in their daily lives. It's a quest to explore space. NASA has created or greatly improved upon many items that we use in our everyday lives. These include memory foam, scratch-resistant lenses for glasses, cordless vacuums, freeze-drying, and solar panels. When the Hubble Space Telescope was first launched, a faulty mirror made the images blurry and nearly unusable. To save the mission until the mirror could be replaced, an algorithm was developed to sharpen the images. This same algorithm was then used to help clarify the picture, allowing doctors to identify breast cancer more easily. So that mirror went to help doctors use stuff for cancer. Next, they help us understand our own planet. By looking into the universe, scientists are able to understand more about our own planet. By looking at younger solar systems, they are able to learn more about how our planet formed. Finding life on other worlds could help us figure out how life originated on the other planets, or on our planet too. Yes, we still need to study Earth directly, but we also need to look elsewhere for the context about how we can fit into the rest of the universe. NASA's satellites provide an opportunity to look at our world as a whole, finding large-scale patterns that might not be obvious otherwise. NASA also does a tremendous amount of research about our climate, which is crucial to understanding the full scope of climate change and figuring out how to best address the problems before they arise. Third reason, private corporations can't all replace NASA's work. While it's true that private organizations like SpaceX and orbital scientists are funding ways of making certain aspects of space exploration cheaper and more efficient, they can't replace everything NASA does. Private corporations need to weigh the risks that cost benefits, which is default to when exploring new territory in space, with nothing to compare to potential payouts if we're going to stay in the forefront of exploration. We need to have guaranteed the funding throughout a government agency, such as all the other government agencies in the world from other countries. Number 4, they're uniting scientists all over the world. NASA doesn't only benefit Americans, it also helps scientists and citizens around the world throughout strong collaborations and the fact that the data is free to everywhere around the planet. The International Space Station has performed invaluable experiments for nearly 20 years, and it was built to maintain 5 different other space industries representing 15 different countries. NASA and the Indian Space Research Organization are also collaborating on a mission to Mars. These connections allowed for shared ideas and resources, but they also help overcome any political divides as we learn to focus on our shared interests and our differences. And the 5th reason, for every $1 we spend on NASA, it boosts our economy $14. We shouldn't only think about how much money we're spending on NASA. We also need to look back to what we get from this investment. NASA's projects create good jobs, but the technology they're developing is what makes the biggest impact. On top of the things that they're inventing, they're also improving existing technologies to become more reliable and efficient. It's estimated that every dollar we spend on NASA, we get back $7 to $14 that goes into the economy because of their inventions as well as productions that are spin-offs of that. Of course, the knowledge that we get from NASA's work is priceless. Their climate research allows leaders to make more informed decisions and spend resources wisely. The discovery of improving our understanding of the universe, which improves our education of our children, receive, and also makes people appreciate our existence more. So understanding the other side of the argument.
Okay, are you close because we're going to be running out of time? Are you fairly close?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
You can argue that NASA is shooting $19.5 billion into space, which that may be true, but usually people that think that side of the argument, that there's credible proof that is a sustainable investment and worth the additional funds. So, in conclusion, I think that this investment to go into NASA, to have the government spend more money, is a valuable investment into our country and our economy.
Thank you.